guys are just in time. Come on, let's get in here. We're going to go on live any minute now. You guys gotta get in and have a seat. Hey, we don't have time for mail. Come on, we're going to go live in less than a minute. Let's go, let's go. We're on time. Hey, just sit down here. Just have a seat. Any minute they're going to be on live, and if you guys aren't in your positions, we're just not going to be able to do this. Have a seat. Have a seat. Each of you have a seat. Haven't you been on TV before? Oh, we're crying out loud. All right, well, we got some newbies here. We got newbies here. All right. We're going to go on live any minute now. Now, Chris, I'm so glad you made it, but I know in your advanced age it's tough to get around, so it's a good thing you took your osteoporosis medications and took over your jazzy wheelchair because it's your 60th birthday and this is your life. All right, so everybody have a seat. Again, we're going on live any minute now. I think it's coming up soon, so make sure everybody's ready to go. And you want to keep it down to a dull roar because we're going to go on live. All right, here we go, here we go. In 5, 4, 3. Hey, welcome to This Is Your Life, everybody. Thanks for joining us today. All right. As everyone knows, this is Chris Deitchley's This Is Your Life, and I'm your host, Matt Deitch. Thank you. All right. Thanks. Seriously. That's enough. You settle and relax. You're in for a treat. Now, for you some wine and drink, you're going to need it, all right? Because this is your life. All right, everybody. Keep it down. All right. Thank you so much. Okay. Anyway, as I was saying, you know, Chris, watching your life flash before your eyes and it's get put on by actors who work for cheap booze can be a little unsettling. So, let's bring out your very first guest. This is somebody who's going to help you cope with the impending embarrassment. Chris, do you remember this voice? That's right, that's right. I know you know. We dug up your old best friend from the 60s, Smokey the Cat. Come on down. Come on, Smokey. Hey, Smokey, how you doing? Well, say hello to your... Remember, it's been a long time. I know, that's great. Okay, all right. Well, thanks for joining us, Smokey. We got to move on to the next part here. Okay. Smokey, you're ruining everything.
I love you, Smokey.
All right. Okay, Smokey. Oh, Maddox. Or Smokey, he just gets excited. I know. I'm going to put Smokey outside. Everybody hang tight. Come on, Smokey. Maddox, come on. Come on, Maddox. Come on, buddy. Come on. Wait on me, pal.
I didn't know anything about it.
No, didn't you?
Smokey is ruining everything. Okay, hold right there, hold right there. All right, we're going to go back. That's what the live TV, you know how it goes. All right, so now we're done with Smokey. That really stunk it up. Well, don't worry, Chris. We're going to go into your childhood years. And it won't take long to get through, because after extensive research, I found you had very few friends, apart from inanimate objects like your beloved 10.5-inch high-heel doll. And she was much too busy to make it tonight. So, we called upon your next closest friend. You really branched out as a kid, and your constant companion uprooted herself to make it here tonight. Chris, do you remember this voice?
Sometimes it's hard to make friendships work when there's an age difference, but we spent hours together reading classics in the sun, even though you were 10 and I was 150.
That's right. She came all the way from Virginia Street. It's your Weeping Willow Reading Tree. Come on down. Thanks for joining us, Tree.
I'll never forget the hours we spent together. You reading a book, me photosynthesizing, you avoiding human contact, me praying for a lumberjack to save me from this lousy kid. Just like you, I didn't have many friends, but then again, I had a good excuse. I was stuck to the ground.
You know, Tree, even though you didn't have a lot in common, you have to admit a really good friend can warm your heart. It's like a fire in your soul. Or
Ah, don't say fire!
okay, I'm sorry. Obviously, I shouldn't have said fire.
No, I can't take you barking anymore. I'm too upset. I have to leave.
Thank you for joining us, Weeping Tree. Weeping Tree, if you could take over the camera. Our cameraman's drunk right now, I think, or something. Certainly upset Smokey at something fierce. All right, so how we doing? You gonna get the camera? You know, we're live here. We are live. I don't have all day. Anyway, we're moving on. All right, so our next guest guest needs no introduction, mostly because I don't know her name. Chris, do you remember this voice?
I spent hours trying to buff out that scratch.
That's right. It's the lady whose car you hit and sped off back when you were just 16 years old.
Chris, you thought no one was in that car and you'd get off scot-free. But I was watching. I even heard you yelling just before you crashed. Something about, go lady, go lady, go lady. Jeez, lady. I don't know what that means, but I bet it's some kind of curse word, you punk.
You mean to tell me she hit your car and took off because she thought no one was around? What a terrible, terrible person.
That's right. That's right. At least it was Gary. I could have held him at bay with a Kleenex until the cops showed up. But that Chris Carlson, she was a slippery one. The kind of lowlife who would have her own father called to quit her job for her because she was too much of a pansy to do it. The lowest of the low.
Well, now, I think that's going a little far. Do you really think she's that bad?
Pretty near. I hope to spit.
Thank you very much, Mom's hit-and-run lady. You know, Christine, after you grew up, you were a real heartbreaker, and many a man fell under your spell. I'm told you were a real uppity tart. Who else would mow the lawn in a skimpy bikini, risking the lives of your many elderly neighbors with heart conditions? But you finally settled down. Obviously, settled is the key word here. With a gentleman by the name of Ken, is it DeChili? DeChili? Am I saying that properly? DeChili, right, okay. Ken DeChili. Through my research for this television program, I spoke with many of your friends and relatives. I'm told you could have done a lot better. In fact, our next guest has a lot to say about this. Chris, I'm sure you know this voice.
Chris, it's about time you dumped that bum.
That's right, it's your dad, Ted Carlson.
Chris, I've kept it in for nearly 38 years. I can't take it anymore. This Ken guy is a real loser. I don't know why you didn't stick to that nice boy, Joe Jesuit. He would never have puked up your delicious dinner of Cornish bean hens or punted the wastebasket, and he appreciates the sanctity of history. Joe would never have lied about the pride of Kent County, Delaware, Mr. Caesar Rodney.
Now wait just a minute there. I think you're being a little hard on Ken and Chris. Now I agree, any woman who would pick a man with such an ungodly amount of body hair is a little strange. But you have to admit, those two have a real knack for making a damn fine-looking son.
You mean this guy?
Yeah. Why don't you have a seat? Have a seat. Sit down. Sit down. Thank you. Well, we're coming to the end of our television program, mostly because Chris doesn't have enough friends to fill a half-hour show. I guess we'll have to run about 20 minutes commercials before the Colgate Comedy Hour comes on. Oh man, Abbott and Costello are going to be pissed. Before we go, I think I'd like to address the elephant in the room. I think it's just disgusting that your only daughter couldn't be here on your 60th birthday. What kind of ungrateful lout did you raise? You're in Ireland, it sounds like a commie to me. First, she doesn't follow in your footsteps, showing no interest whatsoever in knitting, quilting, or general womanly things. Then she goes to Hippie Town, India, and becomes a vegetarian. And only a creep would outsmart her little brother day in and day out. What a stupid, butt-faced, stupid jerk, poopy head, butt head.
Hey, shut up, Master Mom.
What the heck? Amy, are you dead?
No, I'm in Ireland, stupid. I heard everything you said.
Well, I'm glad you're listening because I've got a bone to pick with you. If you really cared about Mom, you'd be here right now. But you better have a good excuse for this. What do you have to say for yourself?
I'm sick.
Well, that concludes our program, I guess, since Amy ruined everything. Thanks for joining us on This Is Your Life, Chris Deitchley. Stay tuned for a very cranky Abbott and Costello. I suppose there's only one thing left to do, and that is talk to your daughter to wish happy birthday. Do you want to say?
Hi, sweetie. Oh, this is
Oh,
too much.
speaker.
What?
Are you having a good time?
I'm
Hang
having
on,
a
I
wonderful
got
time.
speakerphone on, Amy. Okay, there you go.
I'm laughing and crying at the same time. This is
Pretty
lovely.
good
What a
stuff.
surprise. Great fun.
Didn't tell me anything, did you?
They know better than to tell your dad. He couldn't be kept a secret.
You there? Hello?
She not?
Hello? I've lost her.
Oh, well, shit. Well,
Hello?
I guess we screw it then. I hung up on her. The only thing left to do now is... And now, standing 5 foot 8 inches tall, all the way from Cork County, Ireland, the scrappiest of the Deitchley clan, the gamiest of the Amy's, wishing you a happy birthday, Amy Deitchley!
Happy birthday.
Oh my
Help me up. Hug you both.
goodness.
Like your daughter, she's the one who came all this way.
Holy cow. That was amazing. Nice to see.
Oh my gosh.
That's it, there's no more surprises. And by the way, these two are surprised too. They didn't know Amy was gonna be here.